Thomas! It's up for grabs now!
Magic ball from Bergkamp to Patrick Vieira!
Oh, would you believe it? Oh, right, what a way to get it! Well done!
Fabulous solo goal by Thierry Henry.
Champions.
Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you guys are all well. We have missed you, but we're back now for our weekly show with the one and only Edu. How you been? You good? Everything okay?
Yeah, everything's been good.
How's things in Chile?
Oh, it's getting cold here. We're entering the winter, and yeah, I've been finishing my uni work and closing semester, but everything's all right. We're back, and let's bring it.
Good, lovely. Just before we start the show, I know Lev touched on this last time when he was doing the show, but I'd like to go through this again. We do this show to go through all the rumors that is out there, right? Now, Edu is here because he's studying to be a journalist. He's 20 years old. He speaks very good English. He's worked very hard. He lives in Chile. It's not easy for him. He's trying to do his best. He doesn't know everything for sure. He's connected to a lot of other journalists, even some people within the clubs. So he got some information, and as much as he can share with us, he will share with us. This is not the type of show we have with Fabrizio Romano, because that's different. And I think him being an Arsenal fan, I think we should all support him rather than, knock him and so on. So, at the end of the day, we're all part of this Arsenal family. And if he becomes another Fabrizio Romano, then it's fantastic because he's already an Arsenal fan, and we should all come together and support him. So that's that. And I just want to clarify this. Now, let's get into this. I've got a list that I went through actually with Fabrizio when we had him on. And just before I go through the list, which has different names, and then you can tell us all the rumors that is going around, everything that is happening, some of the things that Edu will say maybe already on a newspaper, but then it doesn't mean he's just reading off the headline, because that is the headline. If he says it, if Fabrizio says it, if David Austin says it, it's all the same thing. So please bear with us. Do you want to say anything before we start? What do you think about the transfer window?
Well, I mean, it's starting to pick up pace, as we've seen, and we're going to see the names in the list, so I can tell you a bit more about the situation.
Yeah. It's a big list. My cousin was here. He was a bit bored, so he started drawing on it. But that is the list. So we go through them. Let's go through the outgoings first, right? Hector Bellerin.
Bellerin, same situation as before. He's speaking to other clubs. Inter have an interest in him now that they sold Achraf Hakimi, but the difference is that they don't want to spend a lot, and Arsenal are not going to pull their pants down, let's be honest, and they're asking for £20 million.
Yeah, well, I think that's fair. That's fair for Hector Bellerin. No, because I think us as Arsenal fans, we had enough of selling players on the cheap. The last time Arsenal sold a player for a decent amount was, I think, Oxlade-Chamberlain, which we got 30 million for. So it's about time that we actually, dig our heel and ask for money.
Exactly.
Last time I heard, his agent was in Spain, and he was just going through different clubs. Is that still the case? Anything concrete coming in for?
I mean, at the moment, no. I know his preference is Atletico Madrid, but they have to sell Kieran Trippier first. So that's important.
Somebody in the comments said Alex Iwobi as well. I remember, we got a decent fee for him as well. Granit Xhaka.
Xhaka, he's going to be a Roma player. Sadly, look.
What's this about Juventus coming in now?
I mean, I think it's to make Roma pay more, but it could be. It could be. He's had a great tournament, and he could go there. It's an easy deal to do. Juventus are lacking money, and we could end up taking their number one target, which is Locatelli. And
I will come to that. So let's hold. You know what, Granit Xhaka, to be fair, he had a decent season.
He did. Arsenal, I think he was one of the better players.
Yeah, he was, and he's having a decent European campaign as well, because especially in the last game against Italy, last 10-15 minutes, he was really good, especially the pass that he played through for that goal. But I just think, again, it's one of those things that if we are putting this news out there to get Roma to pay more, then it's about time that we start doing things like that. Because normally it's other people doing it to us.
Exactly.
You know, I'm not sure if Juventus actually will come to this to get this.
It could be. I'm not ruling that out. I'm not ruling that out, but you know, at the moment, there's a clear evidence that Xhaka likes Mourinho and he wants to work with him. So that could be the thing that makes Roma the perfect place for him, and we're probably going to accept his wish, but at the right price, of course.
Yeah, of course. What is the right price?
I mean, I assume before the rumors came up, I thought 25 million would have been a good price because he had a good season, and now even more so after the Euros. But it seems like we're going to have to settle for 20 million pounds, I hope, which is not that bad.
20 million pounds will probably be about 23, 24 million euros.
I think that's a fair price.
If I'm not mistaken, yeah.
I think that's a fair price, in my opinion. But, you know, Arsenal can always accept lower, and that's, I think that we've been accustomed to.
Yeah, the only problem is, I think we're in a situation where we need to make some sales before actually. Kolasinac.
Hey, he's gone. He's not going to come back. Depends on who he goes to. That's the reason. I mean, there's talks that he wants to join also at Fenerbahce. There's talks about Lazio and Cagliari and other Italian teams. So that's probably going to be his. I think at Fenerbahce with also. Maybe even Mustafi joining the gang. So
possibly
that would be possible.
There was the talk of Holding and Saliba. When we had this show with Fabrizio, he said Arsenal will probably look to get rid of one of them. Is that what you've been hearing as well? If so, which one? And I saw some stuff coming out about William Saliba yesterday, about something to do with not a loan move or something not falling
rejected a move to Rennes. Yes.
He did.
Yeah, he did. I mean, it was something that happened last year as well, that it was all said and done. And then Rennes pulled out and signed Rugani. That's why Saliba, I think, catched a feeling against them and he didn't want to accept this year. But that doesn't mean he won't stay or that he won't get a chance. So I think it's something that we have to see. Preseason starts in like nothing, so we will see. We'll get some clarity. And if someone has to go, I assume it's going to be either Holding on permanent or Saliba on loan. I don't think it's an option to sell Saliba permanently.
Yeah. Is he not included in France Olympic team?
Yeah, he is.
So he probably won't be with us for preseason.
Exactly, July 16th. He's probably going to be here like a week, and then he's going to have to leave.
Yeah, it might be it might be really good for us if we get to watch the games to actually see him play.
Yeah, exactly.
In the Olympics.
I mean, I hope the club take the right steps, because Saliba in the end is our second most expensive defender ever, and he hasn't had a minute of professional football with us. So I think that's unacceptable in my eyes.
Yeah, I agree. And everybody else that I've spoken, listen, there is nobody that I have come across that says I understand the situation with Saliba. Nobody.
Yeah, nobody does.
Even last time I spoke with Fabrizio, and even he said, I don't understand the situation. Why is not? So we don't know what that is. Eddie Nketiah.
He seems like he's gonna go. Let's see where he goes. I mean, Arsenal have an overbooking at center forward, and let's be honest, the quality there is not that great. And Nketiah is gonna have his last year in his contract, and it's time to cash in. If he doesn't want to renew, then you have to take as much as you can and say goodbye to an academy graduate.
Yeah, there was this thing about his Instagram post, apparently.
Yeah, it was like a goodbye and with a national shirt.
Yeah. I mean, again, he'll probably be one of those players that we can sell to get some money for.
Exactly.
What we can get for him, obviously, is a different matter.
Different subject. Yeah,
they can get a good deal. Joe Willock.
That's for me the toughest one, with dying to Milan, of course. But I think it's on Newcastle's court, in my opinion. If they put the money on the table, he's probably going to go there because he likes Newcastle. Arsenal won't say no to an offer of such amounts. If it's 30 million pounds, I mean, can you say no? It's a good debate. And I think if Newcastle don't have the money, some other team's going to come in, and that's gonna settle out the saga.
But, you know what's the trickiest thing, Eduard, in my view, about Joe Willock and players such as Willock, is that we're going to have a lot less fixtures this time around.
Exactly.
You know, there's no European. Normally, you would say at the early stages of the Europa League, you could bring in some of the young players, get them in, get them involved. But now it doesn't exist. The only thing is the Carabao Cup, which if you get an easy draw, maybe you can bring some. So it's going to be a lot more competition for places that we're going to have.
That we've been accustomed to, yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Bernd Leno.
Oh, that's another situation that we have to solve, because Onana has gone quiet for some reason. And
this Ramsdale guy, apparently we're very interested in it. And I'm going to put this through to you, right? So if Aaron Ramsdale was thinking, right, I'm going to go join Arsenal, okay? Is he going to be happy coming in as number 2?
I mean, he will have to, because I don't think we're going to buy him as a number 1. Although I think the price you're asking for him is huge, and for me, that's not a sensible business at all. I think we should go for a homegrown keeper. It doesn't really matter if he's over 30 or anything, but like players like, you see, United got Tom Heaton. He could have been an option, because number 2s are not going to have many minutes, let's be honest. Emi Martinez, who's been a great keeper last season and this one, he didn't play much before Leonard got injured, so you never get to see the quality of the keeper. So for me, we have to get a sensible deal, a player homegrown for like 5 million, and that's it. Solve that issue.
But you know what? I'm going to ask you this, and I'm going to put it through to everybody in a comment as well. Obviously, guys, please like the video, subscribe to our channel if you're new. I can see a lot of regulars here, like my brother is here, Aslan. Big up Shiner there in the chat box. Yeah, nice one, brother. Good to see you here.
Man.
Is Ramsdale better than Leno?
Absolutely not. Leno has his flaws, but he's a good keeper. Ramsdale hasn't proven anything to me. For me, he's not.
The guys
not great.
Comment as well, please. Yeah, go on.
For me, he's not great with his feet. He's not great at reflexes. He's got some good things, let's be honest. But is he worth the 30 million they're asking for him? Absolutely not. I think there are way better options in the market. And if Arsenal take that route, I think it's not going to be sensible, because you have positions like right back that have to be addressed, and which you can spend that money there. So I think that's my take on it. I think for number 2, you have to take a homegrown for the least money you can strike a deal for.
Yeah, I agree with you as well. I don't think Ramsdale would necessarily be an upgrade on Leno unless unless there's conversations behind the scene with Leno that he wants to go, or he's asking to go, or he's telling the club like this year is going to be my last, that sort of stuff.
For me, even if that's the case, I think you should go for a keeper like Onana, who is better than Leno. So
yeah, possibly. There's a super chat here. Is there an academy product in Arsenal system who can step up as number 2? We have a very talented squad there. Edu?
Number 2, he means right back, and the only player that I think has the facilities to get there and to show something is Brooke Norton-Cuffy. But I mean, for me, it's too early for him, especially if you want a right back that's going to be starting, because you have Cedric and Chambers, who, in my honest opinion, are good players, but they're not top 4 quality right backs. And when you have that need, when you're setting your right back, and you're probably going to sell Maitland-Niles as well, you're going to have to buy someone there that's position is concrete. No wonder you say, oh, he had a bad game, let's put the backup. No, you need a player that has constant impact there. And I think that's something we need to address, priority.
I think he was talking about keepers, maybe.
Oh, I mean, if he means number 2 as a keeper, I don't think we have one. I think Okonkwo, he's signing a new deal, but I don't think he's done. He's ready for that. I mean, is he? I don't know. The thing is that with number 2s,
he made a point as well. Not right back, Leno's back up.
Yeah, perfect. Now I get it. It's Okonkwo. For me, he's the one that's ready to be number 3. I don't think he's ready to be number 2, because if Leno gets injured, can you survive with Okonkwo for the whole season? I don't think that's a responsibility you can give a guy like that. I mean, not yet. He could be that keeper you want in the future, but not right now. And yeah, I think you have to solve that issue with someone a bit more experienced, someone like. There's so many players, man. So
I think what's interesting is we've been talking about the goalkeepers for a bit. Not even once we mentioned Runnison.
Yeah, I mean that's.
So we know where we stand with him.
If that's not a money laundering case, I don't know what it is, because that's a horrible deal.
Yeah, I remember when he came on. Anyway, let's go to the interesting bits, which is the incomings. right? Ben White.
Ooh, Ben White, close. People are saying that it's already done, and we're waiting for the Euros to end. So I think that's gonna happen. Ben
From
White.
what you know, and from the sources that you speak to, what is the figure?
It's around 48, 49 with add-ons that would end up like at 52, 55 million pounds.
What the concern for me with this transfer is if we're spending 50 million pound on Ben White, right? Where does that leave us going forward? So is it that we've got a very large transfer budget that 50 million pound is not really going to affect it that much, which is the 250 million pounds that was discussed? Or if not, then are we going to have to wait around? Could the reason for us not finalizing this is that because we haven't sold anybody yet?
No, I don't think that's the case. Although people have to understand that even though you spend 200 million on players one summer, you have to understand that there's installments that you're probably going to end up spending 60, 70 million in that year. And then you're going to have to amortize for the next one and the next one and that. And for me, I'm not worried about what we're going to do next, because look, we're close to signing White, Lokonga, Nuno Tavares, and in the end, we're still looking at Madison. So I think that tells you a lot. And look, yesterday Sassuolo CEO said that we already put an important bid for Locatelli. So, I mean, that really shows that we have money.
Hold on about Locatelli. We'll come to his next one. Is Lokonga.
Lokonga, for everybody in the business and from what I speak to, they say it's a done deal. I mean, that it's the fine margins, that's some resale clause, and the final things in the contract that's been the sticking point right now. But it should happen in the next few days. Okay.
Just on Lokonga, if you have to compare him to a current Arsenal player, what style of player would you say he's close to? Is it like
Partey?
Partey.
Partey, yeah.
He's a holding midfielder.
He's a holding midfielder, but he has the ability to pass, to be progressive, to dribble. So he's like an all-around midfielder, like Partey is.
He's number 8.
Number 6-8 hybrid. I'll call him that because he's very good defensively as well.
All right, fair enough. Now, this is, I think, everyone's favorite on the comments. A lot of people have been asking about this. Camavinga,
oof. You know, I used to think he was the one. He was the target that we were chasing. But after time, people started telling me that at the moment there's no talks with Rennes or with Camavinga himself. There is interest though, but where does that lead us? I don't know. Yeah. But it would be something to look for. I mean, United seemed like they're taking the initiative now and talking to him personally. So we have to be fast if we want him.
Yeah, they've got Jadon Sancho as well. I mean, they spent 80 million pounds on Jadon Sancho. I'm not sure if because when we spoke with Fabrizio last week, he said Rennes will ask for a lot of money for Camavinga.
Yeah, right? But it's not going to be 100 million or 50 million. It's going to be something around 40, 35. And
you think so?
Yeah, I'm telling you, if he moves, he's going to be for that fee.
I really don't know if Arsenal and centre midfielders is a very confusing subject, because you've got a player, which I'm coming into, that is an Arsenal fan. He wants to come to an Arsenal. He's had a decent season, but we're not moving for him for some reason. I don't know. And that's Bissouma.
Yes. Exactly.
And everybody seems to be, fans want him. He wants us. But somehow the club don't want him, it seems. So what's happening on that front?
From what I know, Arsenal do like Bissouma, but they don't like him as much as other targets, which are in the A list. The B list, I can tell you right now, that's composed by players like Neves, Burge, and Bissouma. But there's an A list that the club want to address first. And if that's not possible, then they're going to move to the next one. But Bissouma, he will come. He's waiting if we call him. But if Arsenal strike a deal for Locatelli, for Renato Sanches, can you say, oh, no, they didn't get Bissouma? I don't think so. You think...
Who's on the A-list, Edu?
I mean, from what I know right now, it's one of them is Locatelli.
So we might as well talk about Locatelli because everybody's asking for it. So, yeah. So Locatelli is one of the players that is on the A-list. I understand his preferred choice is Juventus. Juventus want him as well, but they're not financially in a position to make an offer that possibly Arsenal are making. Is that the case?
That's the case, yes. And look, the interest is real. It's not something that's created out of the blue and we're being used. No. From what I've been told, we are talking to his representatives, but it's common knowledge that he wants Juventus. He's Italian. Italians have that homesickness that they want to stay at their country and perform there and play for the biggest team in their country, which is Juventus. And can you blame him? I don't think so. It's something about culture and look, if we can strike a deal and offer him more cash and things like that, I think he'll come. He said he wasn't close to moving abroad. But Arsenal is going to have to do twice as much work as Juventus, in my opinion.
Okay. I've seen and I've heard that we've actually put in an official bid for him. Is that the case?
We have. Some people tell me, yes.
How much is that? Do you know?
They're saying a figure around £30 million plus add-ons. Remember, Sassuolo's asking price is €40 million, which is £36 million.
I don't know, man. I've seen him. I didn't before. I'm not going to tell you. I know who this before this European. I didn't even know who Locatelli was. He doesn't play for one of the top Italian teams either. So it's one of those things that now he's coming. You see, it's a similar situation to Granit Xhaka, I think, where he's coming. He's had a really good tournament, and now there's all this hype around him, and the club is trying to get as much money possible for him. And I think Arsenal should do the same with Granit Xhaka. So
yes, the thing though is that Locatelli has been considered by many experts that one of the best, if not the best, number 5 in Italy last year. So he had some great performances playing for a decent. I'll say, I don't know if it's decent or like humble Sassuolo side. So he stood out from the rest in a side that didn't have many stars apart from Boga and Berardi, who we've been seeing. And I think he'll be a shrewd deal. We've seen what he can offer in Italy. He's only 23 years old, and I think he can. Can you ask for a lower price? I don't think so, because he's been wanted by top clubs like PSG at one point. Now Dortmund are fighting with Arsenal. So,
do you know how the club has reacted to Arsenal's bid?
I mean, of course it hasn't been accepted, because if not, that would be the case, and we would already know. Oh, we have accepted the bid, and it's up to Locatelli. But I think we're very close. We're trying hard, as the CEO said, but by his own words. I think you can't fault that. You can't say, "Oh, it's not from a reliable source," because if he says it, it's because it's happening. And I think we have to be cautious. We have to see. And look, Italy could be eliminated tomorrow from against Belgium, and then everything could start heating up. But it's not something that we're going to see happen until they leave or they win, because the tournament still has to run until July 11th, if I'm not mistaken.
Fair enough. Just before obviously we go further, if you guys can hit the like button, please. It will help us. You can subscribe to our channel so you can see more content like this. Follow Edu as well on Twitter. He's got he keeps everybody a lot informed and up to date on Twitter. Madison, that has gone quiet as well, hasn't it?
It will be quiet. I mean, it has to be. I mean, it's a big deal, and it's the center of attention.
Is he on the A-list, Edu?
Yes, definitely so. For me, he's after Grealish, as I told people a few weeks ago, that he's the number 2 target. And since Grealish looks like impossible right now, I think Arsenal's going to do everything to get him done. And from what I've been told, this is something. I don't think it's an exclusive or anything. It's that Madison is open and would like to join Arsenal. So it's in Arsenal's court to offer a suitable offer to Leicester and for them to accept. But that's the biggest sticking point. A player could want to come, but if you don't put the money on the table, you can't get a deal done. So
we're not normally good at putting the money on the table.
Exactly.
Do you know how I don't know if you know, if you heard how much Leicester is asking for him?
There's a variety of different valuations. I think some people say 70 million, some say 60, but it's going to be around that. If you're going to strike a deal, it's going to be between 60 and 70.
So let's say if we say, for example, for argument's sake, £60 million on Madison, 50 That's 110 million pounds on Ben White and Maddison.
Yeah.
So that's quite a lot. Dominic Calvert-Lewin. That has really died as well, I think.
Yeah, I mean, look, the search for a center forward this summer, I think it's not going to be happening. I don't think so. And even if we sign one, I think it's going to be an understudy, someone like EDUARDO or something like that, for a cheap price. You're talking about 70 million for Calvert-Lewin. So we're not a cash guy that's going to spend 300 million. So we have to be realistic.
Yeah, fair enough.
And will Calvert-Lewin will accept being Aubameyang's backup? I don't think so. He's playing for Everton, who's probably at the same level as Arsenal right now. So
yeah, that is true. Speaking of forwards, Isaac, the guy, the Swedish,
just renewed with Real Sociedad today.
So that's done, finished out of the
way. Not this summer. Not this summer. It could be in the future, but not now.
Do you know if he's got a release clause on the contract?
Yes.
How much?
Us are saying that 90 million euros.
That's that then. Nothing for Arsenal to discuss.
Yeah.
Wassim Owa.
The same situation. I mean, it's something that we're not his first choice.
Is he on the B list?
He could be in terms of
is he on the C list?
Nah, he should be in the B list for attacking midfielders, not for CMs.
Yeah. Last that I know of it is that he's not our first choice, and we're not his first choice either. There's a lot of things that need to not happen in order for him to come through. Onana, that has gone quiet as well.
Very quiet, and it's surprising me so. I think we've cooled their interest for some reason, but we're going to have to see what happens with Leno. If something happens with Leno, I think that plan will be reactivated instantly. So,
just before we go to some couple of positions which we'd like to discuss, we all seen the pictures going around that Gabriel has been doing his best to tap up Renato Sanches on Instagram, and he's like, I'm waiting for an invitation. For all we know, it could be just banter between two people who know each other. It could be a joke thing. But is there anything to it? Is there anything that Arsenal looking to do with Renato Sanches, considering it seems that we've got Lokonga done and dusted? Maddison, we're really looking to explore.
As excited as I would be to say that there's something in that, at the moment, I don't know. I haven't been told or anything. It could be the one that we've been working with under the scenes, and something like that happens. But I don't think so at the moment. But it's something that could develop. I mean, I don't think it's as advanced as Locatelli, because an important bid being submitted is for a reason. So I suppose Locatelli is ahead of him, but I wouldn't rule it out.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that is got everybody talking, got everybody excited. Renato Sanches.
I would love that, man. When that happened, I was
I think everybody. I watched him against France, I think, and he was really, really good.
Yeah,
the runs that he was making, going past people, he was strong. He was really good, man. He was really, really good. I just want to. I've seen a few people like this one, for example. Stop getting this guy. He knows as much as anyone. Look, I addressed this at the beginning of this show. Is about us talking about headlines, right? We should support Edu. He's a very, very young man who's trying to become a journalist. He's studying and he's working really hard. He lives in Chile, and he wakes up at 4 a.m. because that's about the same time that the UK, obviously the Europeans start, and he wants to get all the headlines, get in touch with people. So instead of coming up with these comments, let's be positive and support the guy. He's one of us. He's an Arsenal fan. And we're here to discuss headlines. Edu is not here to give us inside info and tell us, oh, this is happening, that's happening. We're discussing everything that all other journalists is talking about. People like Fabrizio, people like David Ornstein, people like Charles Watts, all of these good journalists, they're saying the same thing. So why would you guys come here and come out with comments like this? I really don't understand that. This is not like Edu is giving us. We're just talking about everything that is out there. All these names, all this info is out there. Yes, Edu does a lot of research. He speaks to a lot of people, so he's very well informed. That's why he's here, and we talk about these things. If you don't like Edu, if you don't like this show, it's quite simple. Don't watch it. It's very simple. But if you do watch him, don't give him, support him, man. What's that going to do, knocking somebody? He's a young guy. Let's all come together and support him. All of these Arsenal family, we all won. Let's show he needs to come to action at some point. So please, guys, let's all be positive, support each other. There's a lot of news that goes around. So, there's no need. There's no need for all of this. Right back situation, Edu, is something that everybody is talking about.
It worries
we're
me.
definitely going to sign a right back.
It worries me because I've been told it's not a priority. It's something that the club could look to do, but it's not actively happening right now. So until Bellerin and Maitland-Niles don't leave, I think that's going to be something that we're going to see develop at the time. And as much as I would like to tell you we're chasing a good right back, it's not the case right now. So
yeah, I mean, look, all the names that we just gone through, right? They're more or less all midfield, except Ben White, who could do a job at right back, right? They're all midfielders and forwards. So we haven't actually been linked to any decent right backs either. And Callum Chambers' run at right back towards the end of the season, it could be about worrying that maybe they're looking at him and they're saying, well, we can maybe save some money there, between Chambers and maybe Maitland-Niles or maybe, Ben White's, they can do something. We can save some money there, and then until next summer or January, that's what worrying me. Or either that Hector Bellerin is staying.
It could be. So
yeah, because that's gone very, very quiet as well. And there's correct me, people in the comment as well, and you as well, Edu. We haven't been really linked to any right backs.
No. I mean, we've been linked because we've scouted them, but not actively saying that we're in negotiations or showed interest right now. So the last one has been Mert Muldur from Sassuolo as well, Tyler Adams, and that's it, nothing else. So I think even the possibility of Maitland-Niles reconverting back to right back could be something that's happening. So I think we have to wait and see. It's something that if it happens, it's going to happen at the end of the window, in my opinion. Yeah.
Look, to be honest with you, that's everything I've got on the list that we wanted to go through. So we'll spend the next maybe 10 minutes, guys, in the chat, in the comments. If you want to ask Edu any question, ask him, and then I'll put it on and he can answer. We've already been through to a lot of things, but this one I don't think we have covered. Here we go. Is Marcel Sabitzer the Arsenal target?
I mean, he's one of the players that we've showed interested in. I told you a weeks ago that we've spoke to his reps, but is that something that we're gonna do? I don't know. I don't think he's the target. He's one of them, and I don't think he's the A target. He has to be a backup option to somebody.
Yeah, I mean, he's on the B list, I would say. Yeah, I mean, look, if we sign in Lokonga and we're really in for Maddison, that will be very difficult. I mean, it wouldn't make sense for us to go for Locatelli, Maddison, Lokonga, all of these guys. So
look,
you have to be
the one thing that people don't have to get it straight is that Maddison is not related to another senior CM coming in, because Lokonga is seen as a future player, as a prospect. So if Xhaka goes, Guendouzi goes, Torreira goes, Arsenal are going to have to sign a partner for Thomas Partey. And I think this is where Locatelli, Renato, Sanches, and these people come in. So one of them is going to have to come in. And Maddison's going to be the one that takes up the attacking midfielder role, which we have empty since Odegaard left. So those are two positions that you're going to have to spend heavily on.
Fair enough. Is Willian leaving? Please say yes.
Oh, I mean, I can't really tell you, he's leaving 100%, but I can tell you that it's likely, and he doesn't feel comfortable here because the minutes are being restricted. The fans don't really like him, so the MLS could be his destination this summer.
Yeah. Who's on the A list for Cam?
Madison. That's the name. I think the only player in the A list right now is Maddison. If it doesn't happen, you're gonna have to move to the B list.
Okay. Right. Is there any update on Max Aarons?
Oh, on Arsenal's front, nothing. She hasn't been linked to anybody lately, apart from Tottenham, but nothing concrete. So I don't think that's an active interest. And as I said, right back is not a priority as of right now.
Yeah, fair enough. No, this is the one that I want to. Sam, I know you put this quite a few times. News on Camavinga, Sanchez. We've almost covered all of them. So if you want to watch the show back, you will see all of them. Charles Watt said Arsenal reject bid have been made for Locatelli, but interested. I think he means Arsenal's bid has been rejected. Charles Watts is one of the good ones as well. I watched him quite a bit. Yeah.
He's amazing. Charles is top tier. And
Any news on that?
I mean, Locatelli, we're interested. The bid, of course, as I told you, I don't think it's been accepted because we would know that if it's been accepted and the player wants to come. So I think there's a lot of work to be done there. And if we want to get over the line, we're going to have to wait a few days until Italy get knocked out or win the Euros. So it should heat up by then. But it's definitely something we're looking to do.
Is it true that Tavares has had his medical in London today?
No. From what I know, he's not in London right now, but he was waiting for his PCR to test negative to be able to travel to London. Maybe he gets to London by night and then he does the medical tomorrow or something like that. But as of today, he's not actively taking a medical right now.
Fair enough. Is it possible Ben White is a right back since he's very similar to Walker?
Well, I mean, that's something that a lot of people have suggested, but I don't think that's the case. I think Arsenal signing Ben White to play center back because they wanted to replace David Luiz, and he's probably going to be the right center back. So that's going to be the case.
Fair enough. If Maddison is our plan A, why we haven't moved for him? He's not at the Euros.
For me, Maddison is the most complicated deal to do, and that's because Leicester are not a selling club, and if they sell very well, as we've seen with Chilwell, Maguire. So it's going to be something that's going to take a lot of negotiations, a lot of work under the scenes, because the English media are always on players, on moves. So if you want to get the best deal possible, you can't have the mainstream media saying, oh, Arsenal are offering this and that, because Leicester's like going to have the pan by their hand and they're going to have the cards. So I think Arsenal have to be quiet, and if it happens, it has to be something sudden out of nowhere.
Fair enough. There's a lot of people asking about Sanchez, Calvert-Lewin. You know, we've talked about all of these guys. So if you watch the video back, then you see. I just want to talk about players and some questions that we haven't discussed. Ramsdale as well. I don't know Lucas Klosterman.
Ooh, good player. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't think he's been actively pursued. Nope. It's been White. It's been White or bust, in my opinion, and it's looking that's gonna happen. So that's gonna be that position sorted.
Fair enough. I've got Majid. I love his logo. I think we're from the same country, land. He's a very cool logo, man. What is happening with ESR when he will sign?
It's ESR wants to stay. He will sign when the terms are agreed, of course, because players, especially ESR, after the eruption he's had, the impact he's had at the team, he'll want his cash, and rightly so. And that's something he's going to have to negotiate with the club. I mean, I am very happy that we renewed Tierney, and I think ESR's next.
Reece Nelson. I heard quite a few things actually today.
Today, a lot of things have happened. I think we've offered a renewal and for him to go on loan, but is it something that Reece is looking to do or trying to run his deal down and move to a team that he chooses? It's something that we will see, but something will have to happen in that front, because I don't think he's going to stay at the first team squad this next year. Or this year, of course. It starts in a few months.
Yeah. Something new on Odegaard or Pereira?
Odegaard, he's staying at Madrid. That's the case. Closed, sealed. Nothing's going to happen in that front.
Cool. Saliba agent was in London. Any updates on what's going to happen?
We'll have to know soon. I mean, he was here, and for me, it's a good sign, because you have to talk. You have to clear the waters, because it's a situation that has brought a lot of uncertainty between the fan base, and I hope we get some clarity soon, if he's renewing, if he's leaving. So there has to be some...
Is there any indication as to what is happening?
For me, not yet, because I think this meeting was to speak about what the future is for Saliba and the team. If he's going to start, if he's going to get the chances, the minutes, and if he's not, probably his agent's going to start offering him around to teams in Ligue 1 or something like that to to either loan him or sign him permanently, and it's a situation that everybody can't understand.
Fair enough. And we'll end the questions with my brother's question on Instagram.
Most definitely so.
Yeah, it's not on Instagram. On Twitter, this MySpace business. Aslan does a very, very good MySpace. I think you went on it as well, Edu. Once, didn't you?
Aslan.
Yeah. So
great,
join.
man.
Just keep an eye on it. Follow him on Twitter, and you can join. You can discuss a lot of things with Arsenal. I went on it once. We had some technical difficulties. Maybe he didn't want me on. I don't know. But here we go. That's his question. Edu, if we're not considering to sign a striker, can you put in words or suggest to someone at the club to consider Aslan, man?
Yeah,
I didn't
man.
even read this.
Definitely. Did you see that finish the other day? God.
Yeah, that was an off-screen thing moment that I shared with you.
Yeah.
So in this case, oh, here we go. We got a super chat. Let me just put this on. Right, Wayne. Thank you, Wayne. Thank you for your donations. Very kind. Big up yourself, Edu. Keep up hard work. Haters will always hate. Enjoy the journey. And there is no other lovely message that I can end this stream on. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. Please hit the like, subscribe, follow Edu. And Edu, you want to say anything?
Well, first of all, thank you to James. It was a beautiful chat. Thank you for everything. I try to enjoy as much as I can what I do, and everything I do, in honesty, is for you to be informed and for us to Arsenal fans to be excited. And that's the thing. And we're a family, and we're gonna see what happens in the next few days, so we can share it in the next episode. Take care.
Nice one. Thank you very much, guys. Have a lovely evening. We'll catch up soon.